mathematical equations. We want to talk about science. We want to talk about invention. We want to talk about creation. We want to talk about musical projects. We want to talk about books that you are writing. We want to talk about children that you are playing with and that you are raising. We want to talk about relationships that you are forming. We want to talk about the beautiful things in the world that you are attracting to you. We want to talk about the things of this earth that you are focused upon. And we want you to find a way of integrating this vibrational, law-based, universal knowledge, of integrating it into the details of the things that are important to you. We want to talk about your influence in your team winning. We want to talk about your reveling in the choir that the kids at your school are singing. We want to talk about the joyful things that your world is about. We don't want to distract you from the details of this physical life. We don't want to distract you from the food that you are eating or from your bodies that you are molding into the look and feel that you want. We don't want to distract you from anything that is of a physical nature. We just want you to look at the things that you are desiring and that are around you that are of a physical nature through the eyes of vibration, through the eyes of emotion, through the eyes of empowerment, from the eyes of assistance. We want you to allow yourself to integrate the broader perspective of Source into the details of your life. We want to say to you that when you are involved in the details of your life, and this is what you're bringing to this conversation, yes. When you are involved in the details of your life, and you are not conscious in the moment of your alignment, that's where overwhelmment comes from. When you are involved in the details of your life and you are in conscious concert with alignment, that's when your ecstasy comes. That's when your passion comes. That's when your thrill comes. That's when those are those high points that you keep wanting to bounce to another and to another and to another. In other words, there is no aspect of your life that will not be immediately enhanced by your conscious awareness of these things that we've talked about here today. So yes, you are physical and you are beautiful. And your homes are magnificent and becoming more so. And your inventions are becoming more, and your life is becoming more delicious. And your ability to interact and interface with one another is becoming smoother and more as you want it to be every single day. But if you extract from the equation of the life that you're wanting to live, the vibrational basis of it, then you have no power or control. And when you reinsert it into the conversation, and you are mindful of the way you feel, and you are directing your thoughts energetically, not just subject by subject, but feeling by feeling, now you've got control of your life experience. And you will shine a light all around you that others will flock to, asking you continually, what is it that you know that I don't know? And your answer will be general. You will say, I've discovered that life is supposed to be fun and that it can be if I will allow it. I've discovered that all people are good and the best of them will come to me if I will allow it. I've discovered that there's nothing that is big enough that deserves my attention at pushing against, and that every time I let something be big enough that I push against, I slow myself down, I shoot myself in the foot, I diminish my joy, and I waste my moment in time. And if they ask further, if they say, well, how is it that you know these things? Say to them, it came natural to me. Once I got a glimpse of it, I remembered that I knew it when I was born. It's a dream that I believe that I knew. I think it is the reason that I came forth. I do not believe that I came forth to struggle or to suffer. I believe that I came forth to revel in the living of life. I believe that I've been given the free will to make my choices about life. I believe that I'm backed up by a source so powerful and so loving that I cannot even find the words to describe it. And I believe that the presence of that is with me in every moment that I allow it. And somehow, I keep figuring out how to allow it a little now, and how to allow it a little now, and how to allow it a little now. And if they're still listening, and some of them will be. They may say, and how is it that you've discovered? What is it that you do? How do you allow this thing that feels so good to you? How do you allow it when your children are fighting or when someone is suffering? How do you allow it then? And you say, I can't allow it then. My attention to that deprives me of my ability to allow it. So I had to learn how to focus. And I practiced by looking at the best of life until I practiced the vibration of that. And then their logic will bring them to this. They will say, well, how is it that you dare to turn your eyes away from those who need you most? And then you give them the answer that they all are looking for, but that few are ready to hear right here and now in the midst of their trouble. You say, I turn the other cheek, because in turning it away from what troubles me, in turning it away from the problem, I turn it toward the solution. I've tuned myself to the solutions of life. I've tuned myself to the frequency that provides me with the solutions. So while I welcome problems because solutions are so fun to find, I stopped wallowing in the problem.